All right. I am super excited about today's training. Um, it's one of those things that I've been listening to a lot on ambition, standards, things that you do in your life, like disciplines and habits, because this is an area that I absolutely need to grow in. Because one of those things that is always hard for me is to continue to keep at a pace that causes you to continually grow. I love this personal development group because we're all looking to grow. We're all looking to be better. So this is one of the things that I love to continue to learn about because it's something that's not naturally hardwired into us as human beings. So today we're going to talk about how ambitions equal your best life. And I love this statement. It says, big ambitions, low expectations, and a high standard are a powerful combination for living your best life. And the reason why is because ambitions are what continually pull you forward when things get hard. Kind of like how we talk about how your why will help you get through things. Ambition is also a driving force behind why you do the things that you do, what allows you to get through the hard times. It's one of those things where when you have something that's bigger outside of you, when you have a bigger goal of more than what's just in it for you, it helps you and draws you towards a bigger purpose. And what we've found is that most people are lacking purpose and significance in their life. They're constantly looking for what their purpose is. So ambition is what connects you to something that's larger, something that's bigger than you. One of my most important ambitions is to be a great husband, a great father, a great friend, and a great leader to help you become the best version of you. Another one that I have is to leave people better than when I met them or found them. If that is your driving force of your interaction with people, is to find the best in them and to leave them better than when you found them, you will do things like speaking life into them. You will encourage them. You will look for the best in them and help draw that out of them. That is how you, as a leader, become the person that people want to follow, because you are always drawing them to a better version of themselves. You can't have a meaningful life without a connection to something larger than yourself. I talk about it in this business all the time. You can get to a certain point in your business when it's all about you, because we talk about money being oxygen. When you don't have it, you focus on it all the time. But then all of a sudden, when you get past that point and you can actually breathe again, you might hit a plateau. Well, in your business, it works the exact same way. You will get to a plateau when you're focusing on yourself and what you can get for yourself out of your business. You get to a certain level and then you can't seem to grow past that. It has to do with a mindset. It has to do with the things that you're connected to in your business. The moment that you transition from what's in it for me to what's in it for we, what's in it for your leaders, what's in it for your team, that's when things exponentially grow. Because when you've started to take it off of yourself and start making it about other people, it becomes limitless. And the reason why is because your growth is only limited to the number of people that you can reach. See, the other great thing is reality minus expectations equals happiness. We talk about the frustration gap all the time, which is the difference between what your expectations are, what the reality is, and the work that you're putting in, and the middle. See, people tend to overthink what they're able to do and underestimate what actually needs to be done. And in the middle there, they seem to get frustration because they're not willing to put in enough work to get to their goals. Their reality of their goal is completely different than what they're saying, thinking, and doing in their mind. So you will never be happy unless your expectations are exceeded. We say this all the time. You need to over deliver on what you're doing. People tend to do the opposite. They over promise and they under deliver. Well, we want you to under promise and over deliver, because when you over deliver, you're exceeding expectations. And when you exceed expectations, that is where joy and happiness comes from, the things in the work that you're doing. On the other side of that, entitlement is a recipe for a disastrous life. If you think the world owes you something, you're going to end up disappointed, because the world doesn't owe you anything. And it shows you that time and time again. So to sit in a thought process of entitlement and things should happen to you because is the wrong way to look about it, because of the fact that it's always going to under deliver on what you think and expect and are entitled for. So you need to sit around and do work versus sitting around waiting for something to happen to you. Because you can't sit around waiting for the world to come to you and hand you everything that you think you deserve. You are getting in your life what you deserved based on your willingness and your action to put in. Now, some of that can be delayed, which is where frustration comes in too, because you are putting in the work, you're putting in the work, and you think that you should be deserving a harvest when you don't realize that you're not at a harvest season yet. Farmers understand that they have to plant at the beginning of the season. But then there's the season of the watering, the sun has to come out, the things that are out of their control are happening. But they know that given enough time, there will be a harvest. So you have to know that when you're putting in action, sometimes the harvest that you think you deserve won't show up in the time that you believe that it will be coming. So if you want things to happen, you need to make sure that you are constantly taking action. You're constantly in a planting season, because when you do that, you will tend to reap a harvest consistently over time. You can plant and harvest at the same time. Other things is you have to set high standards for yourself. When it gets hard, don't lower your standards. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you keep your standards high. And then when it gets hard, keep pushing through, making sure that you have the discipline and the habits in place to push you through on autopilot in the moments that you have weakness, in the moments that you get tired of doing things. You have to say to yourself, I am not always at my best, but I will always give my best. I hold myself to a high standard. I don't always meet it, but I won't lower my standards when I feel that I need to make myself feel better about myself. See, here's why. You will always fall back naturally to the lowest standards that you've set for yourself. It's human nature. It's unavoidable. It's the way that we're programmed. So the way that you hack that is you set yourself up for success by keeping your standards high and raising the bar consistently, so that you are only willing to accept a high, lower standard for yourself. I know it seems kind of weird to say that, a high, lower standard, but when you do that, it allows you to consistently run at a higher level than everybody else, because your lowest standard may be the highest output that somebody's ever done. So today, take a look at what is happening in your life. Look at your lowest standard. Is it set up higher than what most people are willing to do? We talk about it all the time. Are you willing to do the did? Are you willing to do what successful people did to get to where they are? Because successful people did things that other people weren't willing to do to get what they have. So again, it's directly related to the disciplines and the habits that you create for yourself. Have you set high discipline and high habit standards for yourself so that you can achieve and output higher and have the success that most people aren't going to have? So this week, take some time, do a self-audit of your standards and your ambitions. Where are they at? What are the things that you're looking for? What are the things that you're wanting to have in your life, the things that you're wanting to do and accomplish in your life, and see if there's a place where you maybe aren't having a standard set high enough to accomplish the things that you want to. Your standards need to be set, and your ambitions need to be set, and your action needs to be set at a specific level in order to achieve what it is that you're doing. So in your audit this week, see if they are lining up and matching up so that you can get to the things and the success that you want. Because if they're not matching up, you're going to be in that frustration gap. And that's the last thing that we want for you guys. So do your audit this week, set some higher standards, set some higher ambitions for your life, and watch how it changes and unfolds over the next 6 months. Guys, thanks for tuning in today. Go out and make it an awesome week. And I hope your day is as awesome as you are.